A landmine is an explosive device concealed under or on the ground and designed to destroy or disable enemy targets, ranging from combatants to vehicles and tanks, as they pass over or near it. Such a device is typically detonated automatically by way of pressure when a target steps on it or drives over it, although other detonation mechanisms are also sometimes used. A landmine may cause damage by direct blast effect, by fragments that are thrown by the blast, or by both. The use of landmines is controversial because of their potential as indiscriminate weapons. They can remain dangerous many years after a conflict has ended, harming civilians and the economy. 78 countries are contaminated with landmines and 15,000 to 20,000 people are killed every year while countless more are maimed. Approximately 80% of landmine casualties are civilian, with children as the most affected age group. Most killings occur in times of peace, with pressure from a number of campaign groups organized through the international campaign to ban landmines. A global movement to prohibit their use led to the 1997 Convention on the Prohibition of the Use, Stockpiling, Production and Transfer of Anti-Personnel Mines and on their destruction, also known as the Ottawa Treaty. To date, 164 nations have signed the treaty, but these do not include China, the Russian Federation, and the United States, in the Anti-Personnel Mine Ban Convention and the Protocol on Mines, booby traps and other devices. A mine is defined as a munition designed to be placed under, on or near the ground or other surface area and to be exploded by the presence, proximity or contact of a person or vehicle, similar in function as the booby trap, which the protocol defines as any device or material which is designed, constructed or adapted to kill or injure and which functions unexpectedly when a person disturbs or approaches an apparently harmless object or performs an apparently safe act. Such actions might include opening a door or picking up an object. Normally, mines are mass-produced and placed in groups, while booby traps are improvised and deployed one at a time. Also, booby traps can be non-explosive devices such as the punji stick. Overlapping both categories is the improvised explosive device, which is a device placed or fabricated in an improvised manner incorporating explosive material. Destructive, lethal, noxious, incendiary, pyrotechnic materials or chemicals designed to destroy, disfigure, distract or harass. They may incorporate military stores, but are normally devised from non-military components. Some meet the definition of mines or booby traps and are also referred to as improvised, artisanal or locally manufactured mines. Other types of IED are remotely activated, so are not considered mines. Remotely delivered mines are dropped from an aircraft or carried by devices such as artillery, shells or rockets. Another type of remotely delivered explosive is the cluster munition, a device that releases several submunitions. Explosive remnants of war include UXO and abandoned explosive ordnance, devices that were never used and were left behind after a conflict. Landmines are divided into two types: anti-tank mines, which are designed to disable tanks or other vehicles, and anti-personnel mines, which are designed to injure or kill people. The history of landmines can be divided up into three main phases. In the ancient world, buried spikes provided many of the same functions as modern mines. Mines using gunpowder as the explosive were used from the Ming Dynasty to the American Civil War. Subsequently, high explosives were developed and used in land mines. Some fortifications in the Roman Empire were surrounded by a series of hazards buried in the ground. These included goads, foot-long pieces of wood with iron hooks on their ends; lilia, which were pits in which sharpened logs were arranged in a five-point pattern; and abatis, fallen trees with sharpened branches facing outwards. As with modern land mines, they were victim-operated, often concealed, and formed zones that were wide enough so that the enemy could not do much harm from outside, but were under fire if they attempted to remove the obstacles. A notable use of these defenses was by Julius Caesar in the Battle of Alesia. His forces were besieging Vercingetorix, the leader of the Gauls. but Vercingetorix managed to send for reinforcements to maintain the siege and defend against the reinforcements. Caesar formed a line of fortifications on both sides, and they played an important role in his victory. Lilies were also used by Scots against the English at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, and by Germans at the Battle of Passchendaele in the First World War. A more easily deployed defense used by the Romans was the caltrop, a weapon about 12 to 15 centimeters across with 4 sharp spikes that are oriented so that when it is thrown on the ground, one spike always points up. As with modern ant